Hey guys, how's it going? I want to do a quick update on OST, alright? So I'm going to show you guys something really quick. Theory first. We got 5 impulse waves going up. Fibonacci for wave 2 is taken only for wave 1. And then we have Fibonacci for wave 4 is only taken for wave 3. But Fibonacci for wave 5 is taken for all of wave 5. Like, this counts as one entire big wave up. And by the way, if you guys enjoy my videos, I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steemit. Make sure you guys also like the content, subscribe, share as well on Twitter and YouTube. And if you guys especially think I'm doing a great job, you're welcome to donate to the Luna Cryptocurrency Piggy Bank. So, my sense of humor is picking back up for the year. If you guys notice, I'm getting a little bit wild again with cryptocurrency and my little side stories. So ABC goes like this. What you guys want to do as a general rule to be a good trader, where you will add more to it, is that what you will do is you will put a buy zone basically always just to test it just a little bit right there. I put my limit orders up at the 618 Fibonacci number all the time, and then what I do after that, the 5 big waves, is I put a buy order right around the 618 region right there. Okay, so 618 is a ratio of the Fibonacci sequence. It's a Fibonacci number. It's found everywhere in nature. It's found from the way our bodies are proportional, to the way our genes are helixed, to their ratio, to the way the galaxies are spiraled in the universe, to the way our solar systems is formed, to the way seashells are shaped, to the way architects design buildings. It is the most amazing and brilliant ratio in the world, found everywhere in nature, and it's also found in the stock market as well. It's brilliant. I'm a Fibonacci trader, as you guys know, based on Elliott Wave, combined with scalping, right? And I also am and I guess I also trade with RSI as well, and MACD. So I've got a lot of weapons up my sleeve and skills, and sometimes things are better than other ones. But nevertheless, when it comes down to it, when people ask me, what is my style of trading? I'm a Fibonacci Elliott Wave scalper. You can say that. Like, scalper who uses Elliott Wave as well for longer term, and Fibonacci mainly. And EMA, it's also a very powerful strategy of mine, but it's not used too often right now yet. I'm still perfecting it. So, based on this theory right now, we're going to go back to right here, guys. We are going to go back to right here, and we are going to test these theories of mine to see if I'm just cuckoo, okay? For first of all, we have to identify our 5 waves. Make sure you guys are brushing up in your Elliott Wave. 5 waves right here. We're just going to say to ourselves, okay, this first 5 waves formed. I can count it pretty clearly in here. This one, we can definitely count it, right? Like that. So we say to ourselves, let's take Fibonacci of this right here, and we put a buy zone right here. Did I get it? Darn right I did. Success, right? Next thing you do is you take Fibonacci extensions for a 1-to-1 at least, right? You go for a 1-to-1 ratio, sometimes 1-6-1-8. It's up to you guys. I go for a 1-to-1 for this wave, and then I go for a 1-6-1-8 for the next wave. That is me, because I'm conservative. Would we have hit the target if we bought at this 0.5 fib level? Yes. Would we have sold it at our target? Yes. Success. Okay? And then now this one forms right here, okay? This one forms right here. We take Fibonacci of this one and do the exact same thing. Fibonacci right there. Boom. Let's go to 0.5 to the 618 region. Did we get our limits filled? Yes, we did. We already have our target for the third one there, or for the second target based on this extension. We also want to just assume a very mild extension of this one, the 786 region, right? We correlate our sell box right here to the to that region, to about the 786 region, to right here. Would we have sold it? Definitely we would have sold it. This one was a pretty big extension there. So yes, we would have sold it in every case so far based on this simple strategy. And now the next one, all 5 waves are up. We are going to take Fibonacci for all of the 5 waves going up like that. We're now going to put a buy zone for all the 5th waves I mentioned between the 0.5 and the 0.618 regions around there. And boom, our orders would have been filled. Okay, now after this happens, what happens is this. It makes some sort of ABC kind of pattern. Now the B is relative to A's length. It could be very bullish, where it would retrace back and make a double top. It could be a 618, a 0.5, a 382, who knows? We'll just assume general. We'll just assume a general one of about right here, first of all. And then what we do is we ask ourselves, are there any trendline supports? Looks like there could be one. Wow, there's actually a trendline support already. Cool. And it's held up by a few points. Close contact there. Actually, yeah, it's definitely contact, right? So now we say to ourselves, can this make a double top? Probably not. Very rare. Okay, unless you're Ethereum Classic. And then you do this right here. You assume B is going to make a point somewhere up there, so it's going to assume some sort of shape like this right now, okay? We'll just assume right there. And we're going to say, hey, it's actually going to form a shape, something like this, based on the converging lines, and there might be an apex somewhere down there. So we say to ourselves, hey, could this form an ABCDE pattern right here? Therefore, if it could form an ABCDE pattern, we look closely for this point right there. We got major trendline support. If we get confirmation of it bouncing off of here, simple play, guys. Simple play. Just go long on it. Shoot for a trendline resistance that's been established by this point up here and this point right there. Just put it right there. Set your stop somewhere down there like that. And there you go. Really good play there if we bounce off of C. Therefore, if we bounce off of C right there, what we might end up getting is an ABCDE pattern, just like that. Beautiful plays. Now, we're going to look at the bearish scenario as well, okay? This trend line doesn't hold, and now we get something called a zigzag correction instead of a ABCDE triangle. A zigzag is typically denoted by a one-to-one extension, right? And this extension here, we will just assume a general range of about, that's a little bit too high for my liking. We will assume a general range of about 0.5 right here, okay? Right here. So now it would look like that. And this one is also 0.5. We will assume it could possibly get down to even these regions here. Super duper low. But that's not likely, okay guys? That's not likely. That is super not likely, because then like we're gonna get into a massive correction, right? We gotta assume first of all that this is gonna hold, right? Based on a trend line, right? Before we can assume anything else. So a lot of people might want to go long into that position right there. So that's definitely a viable solution. So if it doesn't hold, then this ends up breaking entirely. This ends up breaking entirely. C ends up doing something like this instead, guys. C ends up doing something like that in a wedge, right? Something like that. But either way, B has to make a contact. It has to make a contact somewhere. If it was there, that's cool too. Then we get that shape. If it was there, cool, we get this shape. But the point is, we're getting now 2 points that act as a resistance. And even if it breaks down, guys, no problem at all. No problem at all, okay? If this ends up breaking down, no problem. If it goes up, great. We actually go long on it if it goes up, because we now have a contact point on B. If it breaks down, no problem. Because, I know I've said that like 3 times, sorry guys. Because we will get another contact point down here. We will get another contact point down there where we see signs of reversal on a daily candle, for example. This one right here is an inverted hammer. This is an inverted hammer. Think of a hammer, but upside down, right? With a really long wick on a downtrend, this is a massive sign of a reversal on a 4-hour chart. The bulls have attempted to push it up, but the bears pushed it back down. But the bulls have pushed it back up there with a long wick. It shows that the bulls are at least making an offense. So now, okay, if it breaks this line, awesome. We will now have most likely a contact point down there, along with the most relevant next spot where we see price action, okay? So most likely it will make this kind of shape first. This one is now broken, right? This one, we got 2 contact points, and now most likely what will happen is it will form this, a descending triangle, right? Lots of price action activity and volume around these regions, so it's got to at least bounce there to test it. And then if this doesn't hold, right, the ABC into a zigzag, then that will make an ABCDE kind of zigzag that will eventually break down. Simple like that. You know what I mean? Or, sorry, this makes wave 1 like that, okay? Or let me draw it very clearly. B is right there, and C is somewhere down there, okay? But the B is actually all of this. It's just the B happens to make a pattern like this in here, okay? It happens to make an A, B, C, D, and E. And all of this right here is a pattern within B, okay? So B can make these patterns like that, just to be very clear. So that could be it like there, and then we descend down. And then if we descend down, boom. that disappears as well, okay? We break this horizontal support right here, and then what pattern does it end up making, guys? There's only a few more possible scenarios, right? That's makes B there. Now we failed all of this, then that's most likely forming some sort of zigzag where all of that was B, and then we actually end up getting this sloped line like that, where we fall to even a lower support zone, which will be in this region right there between 25 to 3,500 Satoshi. And then we eventually make some sort of flag consolidation, you know? Maybe it won't be like that, maybe like it'll be like that, like who knows? But we will eventually get a bottom. And then, you know, because we have a top here, two tops and two bottoms here, almost three, hey guys, we got a pattern that's established that we can play now. Wicked. So if you went into a long position right here, awesome. Right there, you'd be able to target there for up to 100% gain down the road. This is quite a coin to be looking at. So once this C is established, we will target B eventually, right? It can only go so much. I mean, here it's like 200-300 Satoshi already. We gotta acknowledge the fact that, yeah, consolidation will happen, but there's a lot of price action that indicates support. So that's kind of it. Those are my thoughts on it, guys. Make sure you're also drawing these on your charts yourselves, because I'm way too lazy to talk about numbers, guys. I'm honestly way too lazy to talk about specific numbers. It's a lot of work. I don't want to keep this short, and you guys are going to chart anyways, so you may as well just go to your charts, okay? Go to your chart and just draw in like this and see if you agree or disagree with it. As a trader, you guys have to take the work of other people's and criticize it, right? Because that's how you find fault in it. Think of this as a puzzle, right? With answers, and sometimes other people's answers that they've solved are wrong. So if you guys find that I'm wrong, great. You found a loophole in it, and now you guys get an opportunity to improve my work. So just think of this as other people's work, and then you are criticizing it so you can be profitable by finding faults in it, right? So there you go. These are my thoughts for longer term. And when I say longer term, I'm talking about up to a month for this guy to play out before anything is even remotely possible for a breakout. Okay, guys? So there you go. Oh, one more thing I was going to say was that, you know what? If this is only the first subwave, okay? If this is only the first subwave there, right after ABC forms, we can get a massive breakout. So I just want to give a long-term projection as well, just based on long-term projection as well, okay? Long-term projection, just based on right now, like we're talking, just being very, very, very conservative right now. I see long-term projection like over 12,500 Satoshi, guys. So assuming that we even retrace a tiny bit down more, right? And we take this Fibonacci extension to a little bit lower, right here maybe, and then we assume a breakout will eventually happen and we target a 1-to-1 ratio, I still see this as a possible up to 270% gain down the road. So yeah, like we just gotta let this pattern play out. This is the first subwave, guys. That's the first subwave that we see. I want to explain to you very carefully and clearly that all that we see right now is wave 1, okay? We see wave 1 right here because wave 1 right now has the 5 waves in it. This is just the first subwave of the primary wave, guys. That's all that we see. Tiny, tiny, tiny portion right now. So yeah, long term, guys, I'm pretty bullish on this coin, but right now, well, long term, I'll just say about 11,800 Satoshi based on a tiny bit further retracement, but not that far, okay? Long term, 11,800 Satoshi for a possible 268% gain and a risk to reward ratio of 4.95. So yeah, but short term, guys, consolidation. There's no other choice but to expect consolidation for a much longer period, okay? And once again, there's always the bearish scenario, right? Where I talked about it breaking down to even very low Satoshis. So it's just a matter of looking for signals and go from there. So if you guys enjoy these videos, I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit, etc. The whole 9 yards, you know, like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. So this coin was done on request, and I will be taking many requests. Of course, I can't get through like 10 a day, guys, but if there's a lot of people and a large majority of people that would like a specific coin, of course, that one will be prioritized over other coins. So I apologize if I can't get to every single coin right away, but it is the goal to do as many coins as I can. All right, guys? So I hope this has helped you. I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steemit. See you guys later. Take care now.